I'm gonna be straight honest with you. Heaven is not in the sky, and you don't need church to find God. I myself grew up in a very strict Christian family where I had to study the Bible for more than 10 years, but it didn't lead me nowhere. It's only when I tapped into the esoteric of Christianity that's when everything started to make sense. And I was able to help myself, also help others along the way. So I will show you exactly what I learned. By the end of this video, you will know how to go to heaven without dying, and also how to truly find God so that He can solve your problem for good. First, I'm gonna explain to you what is heaven. Heaven is not in the sky, or it's not a place in the afterlife. And there's a couple scripture that says it already. The first one is found in the Gospel of Thomas, part 3. It says, if heaven is in the sky, then the birds are gonna reach it before you. And if it's in the sea, the fish will reach it before you too. But rather, the kingdom is inside of you. That means heaven is not a cosmic place that is outside of you, but rather it's an inner state, and you are the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is within you. In Luke 17:21, it says, nor will they say, see here or see there, but indeed the kingdom is within you. That means you don't need anything external in order to seek the kingdom of God, because it's literally inside of you. The church wants you to go through them in order to find God, but the reason they want you to go through them is because they want you to believe that you have to talk to priests, you have to do rituals, and you have to go through institution in order for you to find God. But that's not true. The reason behind it is because they want you to wait, they want you to endure, and they want you to receive later. The reason they want you to go through this is so that you can revolt your emotion. And in the Bible it says protect your heart because life flows from it. It's your emotion that is the cause of the creation in your life. So what happens if you wait and you endure and you receive later? You're never gonna feel those emotions. That's gonna eventually change your life. So that's what the church does. They want you to go through this, so you're just waiting on the emotion, and they're gonna tell you that you're gonna receive your blessing in the afterlife. And the reason for that is they know that if you tap into emotion, you will literally be able to change your life. And church, from its source, is not bad, not at all. I'm not telling you don't go to church, but the people that are in power, they understand this information. They're making sure that you stay asleep to this information so that you cannot change your life. Because if you're able to only tap into this and understand this, you clearly change your life. You change your life, you'll be able to change the life of others. You change the life of others, we will live in a better world. But the main reason they're doing this, they want you to evolve the emotion, because your emotion is the source of life. Your emotion is the one that creates everything. Proverbs said it, not me. Your emotion is energy in motion. That's gonna create your vibration. Your vibration gonna create your identity. It's from your identity that you're taking action. From your action, then reality will happen. So let's get back to what the church does. The church wants you to go through priest, rituals, and institution so that you can wait, endure, and receive later. And what happens when you wait, endure, and receive later? You're gonna withhold the emotion. And Proverbs 4:23 says, protect your heart because life flows from it. And the reason is because your emotion is what's creating your life through this process. So what happens once you evolve the emotion, which is basically the creation of your reality, since you'd rather wait, endure, and receive later in your afterlife, that's gonna make you lazy, passive, and unmotivated to move forward. This is the problem. And again, I'm telling you, I came from a very strict Christian family. For 10 years, my life didn't go nowhere because of this. Let's say you want more money, or a better career, or a better relationship, and you ask somebody at church, how do I get it? Most of them, but again, not all of them, they're gonna tell you, don't worry, God got you. And if you don't got it on earth, He's gonna give you in the afterlife more than you can ever conceive. But the average man lives 100 years, and most of the people that watch my channels are between like 20 and 30s. That means we still have like 70 years left. And for 17 years, it would be funny just to wait, endure, and wait for heaven. You see, it doesn't make sense. Because as soon as you resonate with the emotion that those will bring you, you will never get it, since emotion is the starting point of everything in your life. If you want, let's say, more money, you need to identify the emotion that more money will represent. Most people, it's gonna make them feel secure, it's gonna bring them peace. So those are the emotions you need to cultivate first in order to have that in reality. Let's say you want a beautiful relationship. You first need to love yourself and cherish yourself in order for you to get that in reality as well. You do not wait, you do not endure, and you do not wait until you go to heaven in order to get that. You can get them right now by embodying the emotion of what you want to represent. And that's why in 2 Corinthians 6:2, it says, now is the day of salvation. Now is the time. And it's only from there that you're gonna be able to alter vibration, which gonna lead to you altering your identity. And once you enter that new identity, your actions gonna flow automatically, which eventually will change your reality. You don't have to wait on church in order for you to be connected to God, because they're gonna tell you to withhold your emotion. And what happens once you withhold your emotion, you'll never be able to alter your identity, which means you'll never be able to change your reality. You'll just wait forever. But on the other hand, if you follow what 2 Corinthians 6:2 says, you need to give yourself the emotion now. Salvation is now. You gotta receive now. That's when you're gonna be able to alter vibration, which will alter your identity, and your action will just follow, and then you will have the reality that you want. You see the contrast here? And I've been stuck here for most of my life. I'm not telling you to not go to church. No, not all church are bad, but most of them, they don't know what they're talking about. And the people that know what they're talking about, they know exactly that this is what's gonna change your life. So they're withholding it from you because they want control. They don't want you to evolve. Because once you evolve, guess what happens? You're gonna be able to fight the evil that runs this world. And the people that run this world, they know exactly how this works. And I'm not telling you to stop to go to church again. I'm just telling you, you can be aware of this information and still go to church. But this is the truth. And I didn't make it. The Gospel of Thomas was removed from the Bible for this specific reason. But Luke 17:21 is still there to back it up. And that should tell you everything you need to know. Why did you remove that book from the Bible? Well, you got the answer. 2 Corinthians 6:2 already tell you, receive now, salvation is now, enter the kingdom now, feel the emotion now. You don't have to wait anything in the afterlife. You can get everything right now. Gospel of Thomas 3, the kingdom is inside you. It's the inside that's gonna create the outside. So eventually you can live in heaven on earth. That's what heaven really means. Because if you listen to what the church tell you regarding heaven, you're gonna be in a lazy and passive state where you're not even gonna be motivated to move forward because you think that God got you, but God cannot help you if you're withholding what creates life in the first place, which is your emotion. So give it to yourself. Give it to yourself and then you will have it on this earth. You have it on this earth just means that you took care of the kingdom first, which is inside of you, then you'll have it externally. In John 3:27 it says, a man can only receive from heaven. That means whatever you want first, you gotta get it from heaven, and heaven is inside of you. It's not in the afterlife. And the way you got into heaven is by feeling the emotion. Heaven represents peace, gratitude, happiness, and joy. On the other hand, hell represents misery, unhappiness, lack, worry, and fear. So basically, what happens when you listen to church? When they tell you that you're only gonna get compensated in heaven, that means for the rest of your life, you're never gonna get what you want, which eventually will lead you to unhappiness. It will lead you to misery. You will consistently feel lack and fear, and you're gonna be in a constant worry. And I came from a third world country. That's exactly how I knew how this works, because most of the people, they don't wanna change their life. They're all relying on church, and the church over there, they're misleading them. And that's exactly why when Jesus came here, he was against the religious people of his time. If you don't believe me, read this book. It talks about like why Jesus really come down on earth, and it explains this process. That's why he was beefing with most of the religious people back in his time. It's because he knew exactly they were misleading them. They were misleading the people. And this is still happening in third world country. I don't know here in America, but in most third world country, this is the exact feeling everybody feel. And since everybody just waiting to be compensated in heaven, they never get the chance to change their life. But the way you change your life is by feeling those emotions right now. You need to feel peace. You need to be grateful on a daily basis. You need to be happy. You need to feel joy. It's only once you're in these states that you're gonna be able to manifest whatever you want on this earth. If you try to manifest from here, this is all you're gonna get. You're gonna meet a lot of friction. That's why you try to take action, but reality don't change. That's why you take action and you have zero discipline. It's because internally, you're not in heaven, you're in hell. And you try to change your life by being in hell, not knowing that you need to be in heaven first. It's the emotion first, and then that's gonna lead you to the reality that you want. As long as you feel those emotions, you will get lead nowhere. But next verse, you will be clearer on how to get to heaven. In Matthew 6:33, it says, Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. That means in order for you to get anything on this earth, you need first to seek the kingdom. What is the kingdom? The kingdom is heaven. Heaven is a representation of your state of mind, where you consistently feel peace, joy, satisfaction, and you're grateful. And a tree is a perfect example of that, because you gotta understand that you're a microcosm of the universe. That means that nature represents you, and you're just like a tree. The only difference is you have God consciousness within you. A tree grows inward first before it grows outward. Same as you. You first need to seek the kingdom first in order to get the things. So let's say that you want a house, or a penthouse, or a better apartment. What are the emotions that a new house will bring you? It probably make you feel secure. You're probably going to be proud of yourself. Well, those are the emotions you need to cultivate first. Let's say you want a beautiful relationship. How is a beautiful relationship going to make you feel? Probably going to feel loved and cherished. Well, you need to love yourself first and cherish yourself first in order for you to get a relationship in reality. Let's say you want more money. What more money does represent to you? You're probably going to feel peace and you're gonna be grateful. Well, you need to feel peace and you need to feel grateful in order for you to get the amount of money that you want. Simple as that. It's not complicated. This is where most people go wrong. They chase the things first. They see that this person did this in order to get that relationship. So now you will do the same action as well. Well, remember, it's your emotion that creates reality. If you take in action from the wrong emotion, you're only gonna get a wrong reality. You may even get a relationship, but somewhere or somehow it will end. And that is because you didn't have the right state of consciousness from the beginning. Same as that money. You may start the same business as everybody, and you're wondering why, when you do it, it doesn't work. Because you're starting it from the wrong state of consciousness. Always identify first the emotion that's what you want gonna represent. It's only once you're gonna find those emotions that you can start to cultivate it. By cultivating it, you're gonna change your identity. By changing your identity, your action will flow automatically. You're gonna have inner guidance to guide you towards the things that you want. And then from there, reality will change. But until you go through this, it will never change. You may have it here partially, but you will never get it fully because you didn't chase the kingdom first. You didn't reach heaven first. You decided to chase the things. And either you don't get it or lose it later. But this is how you get it permanently and for good. And Matthew 6:33 said it, not me. And there's a technique to make this happen, which is gonna lead us to the next part of the video. Psalms 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I'm God." That means that in order for you to get in direct contact with God, you first need to be still. Being still just means you reach theta state. You will have brainwaves. You can only get in contact with God once your brainwaves are lower. And theta is the closest you can get once you're conscious. Once you're asleep or you're doing your day-to-day task, you're not in theta mode anymore. So the main goal that this Bible verse is saying is you first need to reach theta. Once you reach theta, then from there you can imagine your perfect circumstance. You can start to imagine you having that car. You can start to imagine you having that house, that relationship, that money. It's only from there that you're gonna be able to alter your identity. It's only from there that you're gonna be able to spark your emotion. Just sit in a quiet place where there is absolutely no noise, no nothing, and then close your eyes. You need to close your eyes because, as Matthew 6:6 says, pray to your Father which is in the secret place. The secret place is within you. The secret place is the kingdom. Basically, just sit on a sofa or on your bed. Don't fall asleep though. Close your eyes, make sure it's complete silence, and then wait until you reach theta state. Let all your thoughts marinate into your head. Don't fight them, don't argue with them. I don't know if you've seen like in those cartoons where there are people talking and then you just enter from here and then you go out from there. Well, you need to do the same thing with your thoughts. Let them come and then let them go. Do not argue with them, just observe them. Once you reach theta state, which can take up to like 10, 15, 20 minutes, it depends on the person. But it's only from there that you can start to imagine whatever you want, the perfect situation. You can start to imagine you having that house. You can start to imagine you having that beautiful relationship. You can start to imagine yourself having more money. you can start to imagine yourself driving your dream car. And it's from there that you're gonna spark the emotion of what it represents. That's how you seek the kingdom first. And I'm not one of those people that are gonna tell you it's gonna fall from the sky. No, the way it's gonna happen, you're gonna change your identity through your emotion. As soon as you change your identity through your emotion, you're gonna receive inner guidance. That is just intuition. Intuition is basically the voice that tells you do this or do that. Let's say you open the fridge, there's nothing in there. Your intuition is gonna tell you to go to the grocery store. Or let's say you have no gas in your car, then your intuition is gonna tell you go to the gas station. It's that same voice that's gonna tell you exactly how to get whatever you want. And the way you reach that voice is through Psalm 46:10. You reach theta states, you relax yourself, you close your eyes, and then you start to imagine the perfect circumstance. By doing that, you eventually spark the emotion. And since emotion is where everything comes from, you eventually gonna get the reality that you desire. And if somebody that try your absolute best, whether it's to improve your business, get a better relationship, improve your career, or just get a better job, but you still don't get it, is because you're misaligned. So if you need help with that, link in the description. I'm gonna help you get you out of that situation. Because everybody wants to change, right? But the reason it's not happening is because they're misaligned on the subconscious and conscious level. And I have a video that explains that in details. It's called Why You Can Manifest and How to Fix It. I'm gonna put it in the description. But one more thing before we end the video, because it's not just as easy as this. Sometimes life will throw stuff at you, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how to overcome it. It's the same technique, but a different approach. Let's say you try your best, right? And this still don't happen. Something on the external happened that you really do not like. Either a guy or a girl broke your heart, or you lost a lot of money, or you're just facing a bunch of rejection, or you just like keep going in an endless cycle of failure. Well, you need to manage emotion once those situation comes, because in this physical world, it just can't be perfect. Because life is a cycle. There will always be up and there will always be down. The only way you can manage those high and lows is by staying neutral, and this is exactly how you stay neutral so that you can go through whatever storm you're going. You get on onto the reality. Something really bad happened. You lose money, that guy or that girl leave you, your business doesn't work, or you keep failing. Well, the first thing you need to do is to not ignore those emotions, because the problem is if you ignore the bad things that happen in your life, you're gonna use the outside world to distract yourself from it. And that's exactly how you destroy yourself. So the way you do this in order for you to not destroy yourself once those things happen in your life is you calm down your emotion. And the way you calm down your emotion is the same here. By using what Psalms 46:10 says, be still and know God. Because most people, when they go through life, two things happen. One, they destroy their life and they distract themselves. They just like avoid the problem. And two, they tell themselves positive things right away, but this still do not change, because going from negative to positive is a big jump of energy. You first need to reach neutrality, and that's what it means to calm down your emotion. You need to neutralize your emotion, and the way you do that is Psalm 46:10. First, you chill and you close your eyes until you reach theta state. It's by reaching theta state that you're gonna be able to calm down your emotion. And the way you do this, you immerse yourself into the negativity. I know a lot of people tell you, no, your thoughts create your reality. Do not think about that bad things and yati and yata. But I'm telling you, if you don't fight your emotion, they're gonna destroy you. You might not think about them now, but later it's gonna come back stronger. So the way you deal with that, you immerse yourself into it. You immerse yourself by using this technique. Lay on your bed, close your eyes, be in complete silence, and do nothing. Let those negative emotions come up, and at a certain point, your mind will beat it. Your mind has three components: superconscious, subconscious, and conscious. The problem is you think you're just using the conscious, but no. By doing this technique, you're gonna tap into the subconscious, and eventually the superconscious will come in hands too. And it's the superconscious that's gonna make you calm down. That's how you get connected to God. God is the superconscious, and the way you get to the superconscious is through your subconscious, is through your emotion. Once you calm down your emotion, God will eventually intervene in your life in whatever you're going through. So once your emotion are calm, then you can start to imagine the opposite of what you want to happen. Let's say you go to a breakup, right? Immerse yourself into that negativity. immerse yourself into the emotion of what it feels and do nothing. Let those emotions marinate inside of you. Yes, it will hurt, but eventually it will pass. It always does. And that's the power of God. That's the power of this verse. And once it does, you can start to imagine yourself either overcoming what you're going through, or just imagine yourself with somebody new. This is how you do it. But you cannot do that. You cannot imagine yourself with somebody new or imagine yourself overcoming it if you don't calm down your emotion first. That's why telling positive things to yourself right away doesn't work. You first need to reach neutrality. You need first to calm down your emotion. You lose a lot of money from an investment. Calm down your emotion. Let those negative emotions marinate inside of you. Feel the loss. And then, after a moment, you understand that you feel lighter. Only when you start to feel lighter, that's when you can start to imagine that that investment worked. In the real world, it might not have worked, but the key here is to alter your emotion so that eventually your reality will change. So even though you went through something and you take the L, if you keep imagining yourself getting out of that situation and having a win, eventually reality will catch up, because it's the internal first and then the external later. One last example. I remember when I came here, I struggled to pay the rent. I didn't have enough money. So what I did is I literally immersed myself into being evicted. And eventually those emotions calmed down. I wasn't scared of being evicted anymore. I still needed to find a solution externally on how to fix it, but at least it was less heavy. And it's only from there that you can start to imagine what you want to happen. What I did is I started to imagine myself either in a new apartment or being able to pay the rent. And eventually, guess what? God created a way. The way He created a way, He gave me intuition. And then from that intuition, I started to take action. And then eventually my reality changed. Simple as that. This is how you do it. And if you need more help to install your life, whether it's in business, relationship, career, or job, link in the description. But other than that, don't forget to take screenshots, because by tomorrow you're gonna forget this, trust me. Other than that, peace.